Get it together. It's live. Wow, people. This is breaking stuff that just happened like 5 minutes ago. I'll give y'all some time to check in and get in and fit in. Get in where you fit in. Y'all, come on in. Gather around. I've got a little story for you. How did I already get a like, man? I just showed up. This thing, and look, we up in here, we're live. Listen, I'll throw a video up on that dash in a minute. You guys are gonna love this. This is freaking hilarious. So just like in the title, British Royal Marines seized an Iranian oil tanker flying under, I believe it was Panamanian flags, sneaking through, going around the Cape. Instead of going through a, here, check this out. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes to go through, but it's basically instead of going through a canal where they'd have to offload their stuff and then offload their oil, right? And then it'd be pumped back into them after they get through, which was a lot smarter than going the way they went. But that risked them losing their oil because it risked them getting caught by showing the pictures. Yeah, come on in. Got two in the room. Everybody gather around. Come on in. This is crazy. This is 5 minutes ago, and it's all because I was trying to take up for Reuters that I found this. Reuters is the ones that got contacted by the guy who's over the nuclear, basically they detect any kind of a nuclear event for countries that are around there and then in that area. And I was trying to take up for Reuters. Reuters is a good, credible news source, right? Fed Up, hello from North Carolina. What's up, Fed Up? I seen you in Mike Morales. I'm gonna find your channel there, Fed Up. I gotta check your stuff. So here's the thing. Okay. This is just great, man. This is great. We've got economic sanctions against Iran, and they've always snuck out oil. Let's see, wonder what happens next. That tanker. Oh, let me tell you, MD, Iran is pissed. I mean, they are pissed. They own the tanker. They own the oil in it. They paid for it, and they are pissed. It's their oil. See, we've always known that they were sneaking out something around a couple of 100,000 barrels, whatever, right? We were trying to figure out how they're doing it. There are some places where they could hook into the pipeline and sell it straight to Russia and some of their allies. But we found out exactly what they're doing, and now we can catch every single one of them just like that. I mean, this is awesome though, because Britain has never really gone out on a limb against this sanctions thing. Really, this is double tough for them. This is something else. I ain't heard nothing like this before. So this is hilarious. Like I said, I'm gonna read this. I was trying to defend Reuters because, like I said, Russia did contact the Norwegian nuclear regulatory, or not regulatory, that place that can actually, I have to get the name of it. Doesn't matter. They can monitor any type of a nuclear event. Evidently, they do have a little Loshariknobyl going on. Evidently, there is a bit of a radiation leak. How bad, I don't know. They'll never tell us. They're keeping it all top. It's classified, top secret, just because they're checking the ocean floor, right? Right. I'm sure, yeah. Everybody that does research for the betterment of humanity keeps it all top secret, right? So, back to this, though. I was, like I said, I was trying to defend Reuters because Reuters was like, you did tell us this, and the guy said, yeah, that's what Russia told me. And so Russia was contacted, I guess, by Reuters, and Reuters calls cover up. So they're like, what are you covering up? You asked for monitoring, of nuclear monitoring. You must know there's a leak. Why did you not even want to say it was a nuclear sub? And then 3 days later, oh yeah, it's a nuclear sub. Of course, I put it up. I put up everything about it. They're saying it's a top secret ship. Don't even want to tell the name of it. Now they're finally admitting 3 days later that's nuclear, while it's in their port. And then they're going to say, of course, later, oh, after it's all washed away, well, there was never any, risk of public harm, I'm sure. Here's the thing. while that's going on, I'm looking on Reuters website to see what new they had to say about it. And they said, hey, we're calling cover up. We say Russia's doing a cover up, that there was something nuclear going on and there's something to this. And we know we were notified, and they want to act like that they didn't contact nobody. Okay, fine. In reading that, I found this that happened 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna read it to you, and then I'll show you the little video that they got with it off Reuters. This is straight from Reuters. Reuters, y'all do good work. If you see this, I don't know that they watch anything, I'll hashtag it Reuters. I'll send it to them, just so you know. We appreciate your intel. So here's the thing. All right. The name of it by Reuters, and look, this is Reuters. I'm getting it straight off Reuters. Tehran fumes. I mean, they are pissed as Britain seizes an Iranian oil tanker over Syria sanctions. And that's London, Dubai. But I'm going to read it, okay? And I'm going to get you the video in just a second. But this is great stuff. This is from Reuters News. You can go there and read along if you want. It was like updated like 8 minutes ago or something like that. It says 5 minutes ago. Wait, here it says updated 8 minutes ago, right there in little bitty print above Britain. Okay, so anyways, this is up to date, people. I'm gonna read it to you. All right. London/Dubai, Reuters. Okay, in other words, it's London and their intel is via Dubai. All right. British Royal Marines. That's awesome. Just that starts out that they weren't playing. Seized a giant Iranian oil tanker. A giant Iranian oil tanker. This is not, I mean, this is a lot of oil. Okay. This is their wording. A giant Iranian oil tanker in Gibraltar, okay, on Thursday for trying to take oil to Syria in violation of EU sanctions. So I'm sure Syria's probably pissed too, right? Okay. A dramatic step that drew Tehran's fury and could escalate its confrontation with the West. That would be us and Israel, even though they're over there. All right. The Grace 1 tanker. That's the name of this ship right here. And I'll show you the video in just a second here because I couldn't take the pictures of thumbnail. I don't know why. The Grace 1 tanker. Evidently, guess who owns that one? Guess who owns it, right? Iran. Okay, they're flying with a Panamanian flag. Okay, we'll get into this. So, the Grace 1 tanker was impounded, is what they're calling it. They jumped on board and took charge of that shit. In the British territory, okay, British territory, because they still got territories everywhere, on the southern tip of Spain after sailing around Africa. They went all the way around Africa, and they put sailing around Africa, the long route, way long, from the Middle East to the mouth of the Mediterranean. Nobody goes that way. They will always take that straight. Okay, let me tell you a little bit of backstory because I've already read this, and this is what makes it just awesome that they did this. This has just blown my mind. Iran has a ship, this Grace 1 tanker, and on that ship they are flying the Panamanian flag and trying to make it look like it's not theirs. Anybody can run the Panamanian flag. Okay, they had that one that was from Japan that had the Panamanian flag the other day. Okay, other week. They went to Iraq, even though they had no papers to be there, no reason to be there. Then they turn off their GPS, and then a couple days later, they just show up as being GPSed in Iran and fully loaded, magically fully loaded. So they took the ship to Iraq and then turned off the GPS, sailed down to Iran, turned off the GPS down there, got loaded, and then turned it back on here to make it look like they loaded in Iran, even though there's no papers of them ever being loaded in Iraq. They want to make it look like they were loaded in Iraq instead of where they actually got their oil, which was Iran. So they went out of the way to try to do this little illegal thing. They went out of the way to go to Iraq, and then came back over to Iran, loaded up, then turned on the GPS and said they're magically loaded. Then they go from there, they go around Africa instead of going across this canal, where they would have had to have offloaded and pumped out their fuel, rode through the canal, and then pumped on the other side, and that fuel could have been seized, right? Instead, British Royal Marines popped them in British territory on the southern tip of Spain. This is a big deal, people. This is a major step in really tightening up the sanctions, is catching the bootleg or black market oil that they're running in every direction they can. And so I would imagine that Syria's not going to be too happy that they didn't get the oil that they probably already paid for. So, all right. Iran's foreign ministry summoned the British ambassador to voice, quote, its very strong objection to the illegal and unacceptable seizure of its ship. And that alone admits that they owned it. And that's what it says next, is the diplomatic gesture lifted any doubt over Iran's ownership of the vessel which flies a Panama flag, and is listed as managed by a company in Singapore. They were using a company in Singapore. It's like everybody who's anybody had their name on a piece of paper attached to this ship except for the real owner and the owner of the oil, and didn't even want to say the oil came from Iran. So we figured out, or the British figured out, how to find how they're smuggling their oil. They won't be able to get away with one more ship, because every GPS on every ship will now be watched, and that's how they were doing it. So I'll read further here. Great way to go, Reuters, and way to go on calling Russia out too on that possible nuclear leak, Loshariknobyl, that they got going on over there, like Chernobyl, only the Loshariknobyl. Let's see. U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton said the British move was excellent news. Yes, it was. That's because now they know. Now you ain't getting away with that no more. You better pull another card out of the deck. America, this is quotes, America and our allies will continue to prevent regimes in Tehran and Damascus from profiting off this illicit trade, Bolton said on Twitter. Okay. Shipping data reviewed by Reuters suggests the tanker was carrying Iranian oil loaded off the coast of Iran, although its documents say the oil is from neighboring Iraq. So off the coast, maybe so far out as they had to drive a whole bunch of ships and independently load that big sucker, so it was never in a port. I don't know, but they went through a lot of trouble to try to smuggle that oil, and they popped them. And then there's a related coverage that says USS Bolton welcomes Britain's seizure of tanker with Iranian oil. This is the best report I've seen in weeks. This is happy 4th of July, people, by the way. Happy 4th of July. While Europe has banned oil shipments to Syria since 2011, it had never seized a tanker at sea. Unlike the United States, Europe does not have broad sanctions against Iran. This is the first time that the EU has done something so public and so aggressive. This is all in quotes. I imagine it was also coordinated in some manner with the US, given that NATO members' forces have been involved. So, in other words, likely the Navy. So, way to go, Navy. Said Matthew Orsman, a partner with law firm Pillsbury, Winthrop, Shaw, Pittman. Man, 4 people running that, who advises firms on sanctions. This is likely to have been meant as a signal to Syria and Iran, as well as the U.S., that Europe takes sanctions enforcement seriously, and that the EU can also respond to Iranian brinkmanship related to ongoing nuclear negotiations. Authorities in Gibraltar made no reference to the source of the oil or the ownership of the ship when they seized it. So, and it goes further. Let's see. Iran's acknowledgement that it owned the ship. Yeah, they're pissed. And, I mean, they're really pissed. Said it was, that Iran described that as a illegal economic war. Oh, whatever. They're in sanctions. They need to get with the program. Quit. You know, and by the way, this is the important part of this whole thing when I go down further. Because Iran has already said that they have, let me get some cool air in here. Iran has already said that they have, in 3 days on the 7th, they will have more uranium than they are supposed to under the other agreement that they were under, which should make the countries mad that still have that agreement, and also that they were going to work on efforts to enrich it. So that's, you know, way past what they're supposed to be doing too. It says this week it announced that it had accumulated more low enriched uranium than the deal allows from July 7th, and from July 7th will refine uranium to a greater purity than permitted. So they're already saying that. I'm gonna play this. Let's see. Oh, there's one of 4. Earlier this year, Reuters revealed that the Grace 1 was one of 4 tankers involved in shipping Iranian fuel to Singapore and China, violating U.S. sanctions. So look for 3 more to be seized. They already know the name of them. Reuters broke it too. Reuters, you guys, man, golly. The 300,000-ton tanker is registered as being managed by Singapore-based ships or iShips Management Pte Ltd. Okay, that's Pte Limited. Reuters was unable to establish contact with the firm for comment. Yeah, I'll bet they don't want to talk about it. It was documented as loading fuel in the Iraqi port of Basra in December, although Basra did not list it as being in port and its tracking system was switched off. The tanker reappeared on tracking maps near Iran's port of Bandar Asalyeh, fully loaded. Near that port. So let's see here. So that maybe they went into the port and came out from it, then turned their tracking system back on, the GPS. So a maritime intelligence source says the ship may have made the journey around Africa to avoid the Suez Canal, where such a large supertanker would have had to unload its cargo and refill after passing through, exposing it to potential seizure. And that is the end of that article, but I will play this little video of what they wanted to say about it. And man, Reuters is doing all the work for them. They need to listen to Reuters. That's all there is to it. But there's a slideshow of like 3 pictures. I guess this one being the best one. Let's see. Oil supertanker Grace 1 on suspicion of carrying Iranian crude oil to Syria is seen near Gibraltar, Spain. This picture obtained from social media July 4th, 2019. Somebody put it on social media, a picture of this. So that's it right there. That was it as of today. If you can get that. It's kind of difficult to do this. So basically, as of today, let's try to zoom here. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna play this video real quick. If I can get to, let's see, out of that, I'm gonna go to this video they played and get my audio right on the front, and then I'll get off this thing. But I think that the Loshariknobyl is leaking nuclear. Let's see here. This is an ad. Let's see if it'll turn sideways on me there, and if I can get this to work. All right. Give this a second. We will get the audio set up, and that's just an ad anyway. We will get this all into view. Might have to turn down the brightness on it, so hold tight, people. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see if I can kills out. Yeah, that's gonna be too bright. I'll get the brightness right. Turn that down. Let's see. Keys. Let's see what we got here. Settings, display, brightness. I got it to, I'll put it as low as I can and set up the radio on this right here. Auxiliary, Bluetooth.
Latest high seas escalation involving the Middle East and the West. The Grace One was reportedly boarded by Royal Marines off Gibraltar early Thursday.
I might replay this.
In a statement, the government there said it believed the ship was carrying Iranian oil to a Syrian refinery.
Right.
In fact,
Rear.
we have reason to believe that the Grace One was carrying its shipment of crude oil to the...
Tank tight. Go to the front speakers here. Oh, I missed it. Right and rear, go to the front speakers. All right, we'll get this worked out. And you should be able to see it. All right, hold tight. I'll check some comments real quick. I seen I had a couple, and then I'll hit this play on this once I got this worked out. I think, yeah, that'll actually work. All right, so I got a few comments here. Yeah, fed up, I got you, and then wonder what happens next. Next, yeah, next, I think they're going to seize the oil. I don't know. You know, it's funny. Trump's having a parade. He says all we need is the oil. Maybe we've got his oil. They just need to get it from Britain. I don't. That's really funny though. And then Thomas Warmington. I'm like the only one here. Yeah, there's like, well, I'm showing 4 in the room. There could be 20 or 100. They don't show me my real numbers. They jack with it, and I don't care. And this is for truckers or anyone to check later anyways. This is just me telling you what's going on that you're not going to hear about in your everyday news. And it'll be watched later. I mean, look, I can make 2 phone calls and have 30 people in the room. That's not what I do. Plus, it'd be too many people to keep up with, okay? I have a hard time with the I mean, you can make all the comments you want, blow it up, make all the comments, you know, but scrolling through the feed and being able to keep up with stuff would be difficult for me to actually do what I do, which is report on the news and stuff. So I put this up, and then they just kind of come in as they can, and they catch it. They don't miss it. My people don't miss this stuff. You can see, I dropped a video a couple days ago that wound up, I actually put it, I told a friend of mine, I said, hey, put it on your Twitter. Wound up with, like, in a couple days, 6,000 views. If that's what I was all about, you know. So for the most part, I'm telling truckers, but it'll get around, and it's up there on the internet forever, and it'll get out. But this happening so quick, I may even put this on Twitter myself too. We'll just see where it goes, because this is important stuff. So I will play this though, but I appreciate you seeing it. You see that, that there was only 1 or whatever, but yeah, it gives me different numbers too. We will play this though, and I'm gonna rewind it so you can listen to them. All right, here we go.
Seizure of an Iranian oil tanker by British Marines has become the latest high seas escalation involving the Middle East and the West. The Grace One was reportedly boarded by Royal Marines off Gibraltar early Thursday. In a statement, the government there said it believed the ship was carrying Iranian oil to a Syrian refinery.
In fact, we have reason to believe
Reuters broke it, and now we know how to get them.
To the Banyas refinery.
That's crazy.
In Syria. That refinery
no
is
more
the
black market oil for Iran, Syria, and all them to be buying from Iran.
Against Syria.
There's sanctions.
If the oil is confirmed to be Iranian, that would mean the shipment also violates US sanctions. Iran has responded furiously, calling the seizure illegal.
Oh, yeah.
On Thursday, it summoned the British ambassador to Tehran to explain. Experts say Britain almost certainly acted following a request from the US, adding to its tensions with Iran. Spain isn't happy either. It doesn't recognise British rule over Gibraltar and says the incident happened without its authority.
It was a demand by the United States to the United Kingdom.
Spain's getting oil
kickbacks. We're looking into how it affects our sovereignty, because it happened in what we understand to be Spanish waters.
Yeah, because Iran contacted them and said, hey, Spain, is there anything you do?
Definitive icon mapping shows the ship making a circuitous journey around southern Africa instead of via the Suez Canal.
Where the hell down there?
Grace One was documented as loading Iraqi oil in December.
That's so far out of route.
But there is no record in Iraq of it being in port, and the vessel's tracking system was switched off at the time.
They turned off the
GPS. It later reappeared, fully loaded, near an Iranian port.
Magical.
And now, with round-the-clock updates from Reuters journalists, here are today's top stories.
I'll let them go through this.
A tanker is held
just
on
because Reuters
suspicion
awesome.
of double sanctions busting.
Russia reveals the submarine hit by fire was nuclear-powered.
Yeah, we knew.
This is Reuters Now.
Okay, Reuters, I don't even know what
The
to say.
seizure of an Iranian
Y'all are
oil
awesome.
tanker by British Marines has become the latest high seas escalation involving the Middle East and the West.
I want to say this.
The Grace One was reportedly boarded by Royal Marines off Gibraltar early Thursday.
Yep.
In a statement,
They're
the
replaying
government there said it believed the ship was carrying Iranian oil to a Syrian refinery.
In fact, we have reason to believe that the Grace One was carrying its shipment of crude oil to the Banyas refinery in Syria. That refinery is the property of an entity that is subject to European Union sanctions against Syria.
If the oil is confirmed to be Iranian, that would mean the shipment.
Okay, so anybody wants to say anything? This is a major deal. This is because there's 3 other ones out there floating. They're going to seize them too. I can bet you $100, and if they haven't already. But Reuters is talking about this one right here. What do you want to bet they hit them all, 3 of them at the same, all 4 of them, sorry, at the same time? Reuters News told everybody, hey, look, this is going on. We think that they're smuggling oil. And then the British Royal Marines popped them. And then the other 3 ships, who knows? Maybe they've got all 4 of them. I'm sure that is why Iran is pissed, which, you know, they're already going to be mad because, you know, they lost their personal funds and stuff, billions and billions of dollars of income for them and all the people in their party. So anybody wants to say anything? This is breaking news, and you're not hearing it on 25, 11, 17, 36, 46, 62, 79, 54, all the way through 119 and into the 250 channel. Just saying, depending on what kind of TV you got. And 3, 7, and 9. Just saying, this is a big deal. Let's see. News station's about to get bombed. What? With how you gonna have to explain that? You mean like literally, or you mean with like this intel, or you mean what? Because yeah. Oh, you must be thinking of Reuters having. I don't think that they've got it. I don't think they got the cojones to mess with Reuters. But yeah. This is great. This is your 4th of July present, people, that are sanctions that they've been trying to do workarounds for. No matter what countries want to still work with them, it's all still a system of transporting goods and services. Iran retaliation, yeah, who knows? There's a system, though, that moves things around. Just like I move freight, that's just liquid freight. I used to run stuff in a tanker, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter who's buying and who's selling, it has to get there somehow. They can't physically carry it in a bucket. It was bound to happen. We would find out exactly how they're doing it. And evidently everybody's working together, and it's curtains for their backdoor oil pumping policies. Because guess what? We found out how you're flagging the ships, you know. That's just awesome, man. I'm gonna put this thing on some music. Actually, I want to see. Let me check on YouTube and see if anybody else has got it. I don't think they do, unless Reuters broke it. Reuters, if you got a YouTube video, I will put it up. I will support that. As far as I know, I'm the first and only person to have this on YouTube. Let's see. Britain seizes Iran oil tanker. Just doing a search. If I find Reuters has got it, I'll play it. Anybody else is whatever. Gibraltar. Ruptly's got it up. Ruptly's awesome. I wanted to see though if let's see. Gibraltar. UK's Navy seizes supertanker. This is showing 9 hours. Let's see. Okay. We'll get into this one then. Ruptly's awesome. They're right up there with Reuters, depending. Wait, let's see. I'm trying to figure out which one Ruptly is. There's one that's Russian, SRT. I'm pretty sure Ruptly is British. I'll have to look at them. Usually says at the bottom, partly owned by or whatever. What, are they just going to show video? I guess so. Okay, if they're showing the Rock of Gibraltar, for real? Come on. Okay. Oh, man. Let's see here. That's by Ruptly. Yeah, it's Russian government. That's okay. Let's see what we got here. So maybe they're not right up there with Reuters. Reuters, like I said, there's the Associated Press, Reuters. I'll watch a couple of things. Let me try to get back into Reuters. I want to see if Reuters has a different video of this. Man, mine showed up, believe it or not. Let's see. Reuters. I don't know if they put anything else. Thomson Reuters. Years of, let's see, trusted news. We will see if they've got the latest one on it. And then some videos. Alright, here we go. Bahrain. Let's see. UAE. This is legal snapshot. Thomson Reuters. See, I don't know if they have another video. That was their website. They should put it on YouTube also. And then maybe we'll update this. That's showing that months ago. Go to home. Alright, this is showing Thomson Reuters. It should be their page. And I'm not going to be able to play anything off of it because they don't have a relevant video to this, but Thomson Reuters should be their page, and I know that that's difficult to see because of the lighting situation. Other than this, I'm gonna drop this video. I think that Bloomberg Global News, let's see, Reuters investigation. You know what? I do want to search one more thing. I'm going to search. Okay. Iran's neighbors not yet convinced. No, that's on the different thing. After apparent attacks on oil tankers that's 2 weeks ago. Nothing else. AP archive. Nothing else except me and Reuters. I can't quote other sources. If y'all are behind me, y'all got to do better than an old truck driver in a truck. Come on, you can't seriously be that far. Let's see. Maybe this is one, but this is an independent.
In a bold operation in the dead of night, the Royal Marines homed in on an Iranian oil tanker. They boarded the Grace 1 and took control of the ship and its cargo.
British Royal Marines.
A vessel suspected of taking Iranian oil to Syria.
This action arose from information giving the Gibraltar government reasonable grounds to believe that the vessel, the Grace 1, was acting in breach of European Union sanctions against Syria.
I think this is a blanket
The ship's
statement.
documents say the Grace 1 was loaded with oil in Basra in Iraq, but its tracking system was switched off. When it came back on, the ship was near the Iranian port of Bandar Asalia. It avoided the well-policed Suez Canal and took the long way around Africa before being stopped at Gibraltar. It's thought it was heading for the Banias refinery in Syria, a journey monitored by both the UK and the US. The Iranians are incensed and say detaining its tanker is illegal, summoning the British ambassador in Tehran. They believe the UK is supporting President Trump's oil embargo on them, with Spain's foreign minister stoking the flames, saying Britain was doing America's bidding. It was a demand by the United States to the United Kingdom, he says, and we are looking into how it affects our sovereignty, because it happened in what we understand are Spanish waters. The EU maintains that this was strictly about enforcing sanctions on the Assad regime, but it was a dramatic step that could see tensions between Iran and the West intensify. And the longer the vessel and its oil languish in Gibraltar's waters, the more significant the international row becomes.
That's in Gibraltar. That's why I knew that was the Rock of Gibraltar. That's the reason they showed the Rock of Gibraltar, was to show, and so this is ITV News. People, I'm gonna get off this thing, and I appreciate, yeah, see, like I got, now it's 4 people in the room, I already got 5 likes. So, and I know some people that's gonna watch it are not gonna actually click the like button. So honestly, yeah, I know they're messing with my numbers, dude, but I appreciate, though, you letting me know that you only seen 1 or what. And let's see, thanks for the true breaking news. Yeah, Thomas Warmington, I appreciate the comment. You know, lets me know that, hey, I'm doing something worth something, which I know I am. You know, and people could beat me up all day. I got a few dislikes on the last video. That don't hurt my feelings. I'm a truck driver. I don't have feelings. So I'm just saying them. I put what's going on, what you should be told about, what the news is not going to cover, or they just can't cover well. And I'm not saying I'm the best reporter, but I got awesome links, right, people? You got to admit that. So I can find it if it's there. Just like I found what was going on with Russia, because Atomic News put up that they heard something about it but couldn't find nothing on it. I got your back, people. I got it. I can get it. If it's anywhere in any corner of the internet, or if somebody's got it in their back pocket and they just put it up as a picture somewhere, I'll get it. I'm just that good at that. So, not to beat my own horn, but hey, you know what? You know, hey people, I'm gonna get off this thing. I hope you enjoy the video, and listen, I'm not kicking nobody out, okay? You don't have to leave, but I gotta go. So you can sleep on the floorboard, just chill and hang out with a blanket on you, nobody gets kicked out. But I'm gonna make this a video. Watch this from the first. It's gonna be a good video. And yeah, I'm telling you, this is good news. This means no more of their backdoor making money and sending it to proxy people who fight our army with that money. This is blood money right here. This is our blood money, okay? If they would have sold that oil, they could have took that oil and bought arms for proxy people who fight our soldiers. We are stopping their supply line by cutting this off, and then they'll come to the table. Don't believe it? It's true. The money is supporting proxy fighters that are fighting the United States and British Army. Britain's figuring that out. You've seen them up on top of the ship. I almost want to say, I'll show that again. Look here, just for real. And then I'm gonna get off here. I just happened to click on it. How about that for luck? Just hitting the button and there they are. Hey, British Royal Marines, we salute you from across the pond. Y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna send this to Reuters. Somebody send it to Reuters. Do that for me. I gotta get out of here. Watch the video. I hope you like it. This is awesome news about the Loshariknobyl. Reuters called them out on it, but that's how I found all this. Was just I was trying to stand up for Reuters, trying to say, hey, no, they were right, that it was reported, you know, to the nuclear thing and all that, and it was right for him to call Reuters because it's a big deal. They were worried about Norway's people. And Reuters is like, what are you covering up, Russia? And then I went here and bam, Reuters done dropped another story. Watch there be 3 more tankers, 3 more people, just like that one, 3 more. And those guys and whoever else is gonna be on top of them too, if they haven't stopped them already at the same time. They're that kind of good when they do stuff. So they took a ridiculous trip. They turned off the GPS. Guess what? It still didn't work. I'm out, people. I got none. This is awesome. Have a good 4th of July. I'm out. Peace.